welcome to TechChecker. Today I'm going to be showing you this ThiEYE i60e 4K sports action camera with built-in Wi-Fi, 12 megapixel, full HD, with a 2-inch LCD screen, 170 degree wide angle lens with 2 batteries included. Now I've had the ThiEYE, which is absolutely amazing camera. This is its little brother. It's a lot less money. This is only £52.99 at the time of the review, and I'm been really looking forward to testing this out. So let's have a look. So we got the camera, little box, and we got an instruction manual. Put those to one side. So let's go through the box first. So we get. Okay, so with a battery, 3.7, 1050. A USB to micro USB to charge the batteries up. One of their mounts, which are really good because they actually swivel around from what I recall. Yep, you can actually turn them around, so when the camera's in place you can move it around. That's quite handy. A nice base plate. Let's take that out to show you. Get it open. So you have to lift this up because this is like a locking mechanism to stop it coming undone. You lift it up, push it through, push that down, it's now locked in place. Unscrew that. It looks really nice. The finishing on the case is a really good finish, a lot better than any other, even GoPro ones. Just leave that on there for a second. A couple of extra sticky pads there, and another battery. So you get 2 batteries with it. So let's just stick those back in there for a second. Not going to need those. Got an instruction manual. Take you through the various things. There's an app there, so I'm going to need that. So you can connect it up. Takes you through all the different stuff in different languages. So let's have a look at the camera itself. It's a pull back and flip forward to open it up. Let's close that up. It's a standard size compared to the T5. The T5 is actually same size, a little tiny bit smaller than the T5. Only by a few millimeters. This one doesn't have the tripod mount underneath. Feels really solid built. Let's take this lens cover off so we can get some good filming with it. Looks really smart the way they've done it. The front of it looks nice. Not just a plain black thing, got a bit of shiny there, orange around the lens. There's the mode power on button, Wi-Fi, an up button and down button, the go button and an LED on the top. And on the side you've got a micro SD card, a USB, micro USB, a micro HDMI. That looks like it's a microphone there. And that looks like it's a speaker. So let's open it up and have a look. Does help if you have nails, so hopefully it's got some power in these batteries. Click that in. And this is obviously a lot cheaper than the T5, but it still does 4K, so I'll be interested in to see just how it performs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to link it up to my capture, so you can get a full screen size of the menu, so you can see exactly what I'm seeing. Okay, so I've now connected it up via the micro HDMI to the side, so you can see exactly what's coming through the screen. And I'm now going to go through the different settings. So I'm pressing the button on the front, which takes it to the slow motion, 720, 120 frames per second, as you can see in the top. The microphone's down the bottom. The Wi-Fi is up the top, so is the battery and the trans flash card. There's no card in there at the moment. I'll be putting that in there shortly. Press the button again, takes you to the pictures. There's none there. Video rather, and then the settings. So click OK on the settings. So we've got video resolution. Click on that. We've got 1080p 60 frames, 1080p 30 frames, 720p 120, 720 60, 4K 30 frames, 2.7K 30 frames. So obviously we want to know what the 4K is like. So I'm going to click onto the 4K. Voice recording, on or off. I'm going to have it on. Time-lapse video, so that's really handy to have. You can have time-lapse on this one. You can have it from 0.5 seconds, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 60, and close. So I'll be testing the time-lapse video. If I can get a chance to get it all on the Amazon review, I will. If not, it will be on the YouTube review. Loop recording. Now if you're using this for a car dash cam, you can have it on loop recording, which is handy, so it's easier to pinpoint a specific time rather than have to scan through the whole video if you're doing a continuous video. Does 2, 3 and 5 minutes. I'm going to leave that off for a minute. Close. Next one, this is your slow motion. You can have 720 at 120 frames or 1080 at 60 frames. So I'm going to leave it on 720 at 120 frames. And video resolution again. So click the front button again, the mode button. It now takes me to the photo resolution. So you've got a choice between 8, 5 and 12. I'll leave it on 12. You can even have a self timer on there to do your own picture, so you can put the camera down, walk away, and it'll take a picture of yourself. Time lapse photography, so it's like the video, it will take a picture every certain time, but it will not make them into a video. Photo burst, so this means when you press the button to take a picture, it will take 3 pictures, 5 pictures or 10 pictures. So if you're doing someone running, that's going to be really handy for that. I'm going to leave that off. Hit the front mode button again, takes me to the next menu. You've got exposure, so you can adjust the exposure. You can go over exposure to 3 or under exposure to -3, so depending on light levels, etc. White balance, you've got auto, sunny, cloudy, incandescent light, fluorescent light. I'm going to leave it on auto. You've then got your Wi-Fi, so you can connect it to a mobile phone, etc. Turn it off for a minute. Let's get back to that. So leave the Wi-Fi off. You've got 180 degrees turnover, so that means if you're having it hanging upside down as a car dash camera, it will flip the screen so that when you're watching the video back, it's not upside down. There's your car mode, so it'll turn it into a car dash camera. Power frequency, it's going to be 50 or 60 Hz, I should think. Yep, just leave it on auto. Well, I'm going to leave it on auto. LED indicator, I'm going to leave that on. That'll let me know if the Wi-Fi is on, etc. Display off after 30 seconds, 10 seconds or 20 seconds. So I'm going to leave it on 30 seconds. Auto shutdown, so you can have it turn itself off. I'm going to leave that on 5 minutes. If it's not used, I think nothing's happening after 5 minutes, it will automatically turn off. Date stamp, I'm going to leave that off. Exposure, we're back to where we started, so I can go on to the next one. So I'm pressing the mode button on the front again. It takes me to language. I'm going to leave. Date and time, going to need to sort that out. So it's 2017. It's February, and it's the 17th. And the time is 11:35. I'll put the time right, even though I'm not really using it, but if I ever do in the future, it's done, and you can see how easy it is to do as well. There's the time. Format, right, so I've got a micro SD card here. I'm just going to stick it in. This is the one I'm going to use to be testing the camera out. Put that in. So that's just letting me know that the card's been put in. First thing you want to do when you get a new card is to format it to make sure that it's compatible with the device and there's no problems. It's obviously going to wipe any information off of there. I'm just going to do it twice just to show you confirmation. There you go. You've got a reset to factory settings, and you've also got a firmware version which it tells you there. Now this company is really good. If you go onto their website, if you have any issues, there is a good details there, as well as if you need to update the firmware or if they release a new one, it will be on their website and you'll be able to download that for free. And then there's the languages. So, and then the next one is OK to exit. So exit that, and as you can see, tells you at the top 4K 30 frames per second. I've got a 16GB card in there. It's only showing 14.4, but they always show a little bit less. I'm using a Toshiba card because I know they work well with 4K videos. The Wi-Fi is off, the battery is 2, and the microphone's on, and the time and the date has been set correctly. So I'm going to go back to the other view and I will then go through the Wi-Fi. Okay, so I've scanned the QR code on the book. Just going to download the app. Just get the Wi-Fi connected. Okay. So it's downloading the app now. It's a separate app to the T5. It's got its own app. So I'm going to open that up so you can see what it looks like. So there's the app. So now what we need to do is connect to the camera. So go to your Wi-Fi, press the button on the top to connect the Wi-Fi. Gives you the name, which is there, the password, which is 1 to 10, and then we go back and find the Wi-Fi app, connect the camera. Initializing, and unlike the other cameras I've seen in the past, you can actually have, let's be able to see there, 4K 30 frames per second. So actually you can shoot in 4K 30 frames from the phone, whereas most apps limit you to 1080p. So that's really good. So you can take a picture, photo, photo burst, self timer, time-lapse photography, gives you those options. Camera, you've got your video, your slow motion, your time-lapse video and your loop recording. This is all in the app, so it's really good. And then you've obviously got your video settings here. So there you go, it'll let you do 30 frames at 4K, 2.7K at 30 frames, 1080p 60 frames, 1080p 30 frames, 720, 120, 720 at 60. Now personally, if it's me and you're using this for a car dash camera, I would use the 1080p 60 frames because you're going to obviously catch more action. You're getting 60 frames per second, you're more likely to get a number plate clearer, etc. than you are on 30. That's just my own personal experience. Slow motion you can change there, loop recording, so basically it's got everything what you have got on the menu in here is on the Wi-Fi, is on the app menu, so that's really good, down to the photos as well. You want to record, just hit the record button. There's the record button, so I hit that, and that's now recording. The light on the top's on to show that the Wi-Fi is connected. Just pointed towards me. There you go, so you can have a look at my ugly mug. And then when you want to stop recording, just press the stop button. It's as simple as that. So yeah, really handy. Loop recording time. So yeah, it's got all of the features. What I'm going to do now is I'll do some time-lapse photography to start with, put that on, and then I'll do some other video with it, maybe in the car or something like that, or even on the side of the car, and attach that just so you can see the video footage. And I will do it in 4K, 2.7K and 1080, so it covers all bases. And hopefully this video has been of some help to you. So this is something that I'd recommend everyone to do. Go onto the website, download the latest version of the firmware, copy the firmware to the root directory, format the card first, copy the file into the root directory, put the card back in, go to settings, go all the way to the firmware version. When you click enter on the firmware version, it will show you the firmware version. Then press the up button once. It will then say confirm upgrade of the firmware version. Press the OK button and then you just wait. Okay, so I've updated to the latest firmware version. So that's the latest version of the firmware now updated onto the camera.